I'm glad I saw this movie. You know why? It's a fucking reminder. It's a fucking reminder to never get your fucking hopes up.
I think this hurt you even more than it hurt me.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Jesus, man.
No. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
You want to edit around that?
No. This is all going in.
I just wanted to check.
No, fuck Ryan Reynolds. Fuck
Okay.
Fuck that grinning piece of shit. He had to have known that he made a turd. He had to have known. No one's that dense. But there he is on fucking every junket show, like fucking Jimmy Fallon, whatever. With that same ugly grin saying like, oh, I always wanted to make this movie. You wanted to make this fucking piece of shit?
I can't say I disagree.
How are you not angrier than me? How are you...
My hopes weren't, I guess, as high as yours were going in.
This is why I don't watch trailers. I try to remove myself from the media circus because they always get you. You know, like they always get you right by the cheek, hook, line, and sinker. You're waiting for this great movie to appear, and then they just have a cinematic abortion.
No.
They don't have to fucking try. I should have known. I should have known better when I saw those previews with fucking that TJ whatever the fuck he is. I mean, all he does is pure shit, and I should have known when that grinning jackass was in this movie that, you know, like I smoke weed every single other minute that I'm not on film, so I have this hard to listen to raspy voice, just have this creaky. I should have known then, but no.
And I felt bad that there were these really young kids coming in to see this.
Yeah.
And, you know, I felt bad for them because I knew this was going to be, like, you know, a rated R movie. And, you know, it's like, did you not see the internet about how this was going to, you know, be rated R? It's like, did you read the internet? But it turns out that I felt bad for these kids because they had to sit through a shitty fucking movie.
On top of everything else, yeah. Like, literally, just right down the road from us, some fucking asshole parents brings their 5 and 7, not even 7, probably 5 and 6-year-old kids to watch this fucking movie.
I can't think that kid was like 4.
Easily. I mean, like, he couldn't have been taller than my hip.
Yeah. It was bad enough that it was rated R, but then they also had to watch a shit fucking movie.
Yeah, I was expecting them to, you know, as soon as, you know, they brought up the pegging scene.
Yeah.
Oh, the fucking pegging scene. I thought they were going to march those kids out, but no. They're just going to let little Johnny see this fucking shit pile of a movie.
References, fill it in with reference the movie.
Reference upon fucking reference. That's the extent of humor in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
We just came out of 50 fucking Shades of Black. I thought that was
enough.
No, but
no. I'm surprised they didn't reference 50 Shades of fucking Black at that point.
I think the only reason why they did it was because it just happened way too soon. I mean, that movie crept up on us.
I don't think they missed it. Oh, they didn't miss a single fucking reference.
I'm thinking back on one aspect of this movie that just pissed me off the most, and I can't. It's just like this wall, just this continuous wall of just bilious, backed up chili shit.
Like chimichanga chili shit. Like, I can't even eat. I used to love chimichangas. I can't fucking eat chimichangas anymore.
And enough with the fucking chimichangas, Deadpool.
Yeah, I don't want to see another fucking chimichanga again as long as I live.
I think we've gone long enough. This movie was awesome!
This was a great fucking movie!
Woo! Swerve! Although some asshole parents really did bring their kids to see that movie.
That part was true.
That part was absolutely... And there is a pegging scene. There is... Everything we brought up in the movie up to that actually does happen, but it's good.
Yeah.
There are plenty of references, but you know what? They all work in the movie.
Yeah, it was that poem. Fuck, shit. That was hard to keep up. Good stuff, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But actually, you
really took it to the head.
It's like no, I'm
full maximum overdrive.
If you quit the video before we ended it, We're gonna look like total assholes.
I know, but it was worth it. I mean, I think that's really in the spirit of the movie.
Yeah. I think my proudest moment of this movie was actually at the end. Spoilers. They reference fucking the how did I
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris
Yeah,
Bueller.
how was I blinking on that? But yeah, as the credits were rolling, I
You're
leaned
still
up.
in the moment.
Yeah, I leaned over and was like, they're gonna reference Ferris Bueller. I just know it. And then right as you see the hallway, Deadpool doesn't even poke his head out.
He's the guy who hates
I hate
draw attention to himself
at the
in a
movie.
theater. Stands up.
I
almost.
didn't stand up. I threw up my hands.
You threw up your hands.
And
you have a tall torso, so it was almost like the same thing. So he throws his hands up, is like, called it! Really fucking loud in a dead silent theater. And I was just... And this was after the same guy clapped for the fucking for the ending credits.
I did.
Everybody clapped, of course, but usually he's the odd man out. He clapped.
I clapped. Hey, I didn't do you after the end of fucking Hateful Eight, where you stood up and applauded like you were Citizen Kane.
As great as the Hateful Eight was, I like this more.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have stood up for this, but I didn't even have the mind to. I was so blown away, I couldn't even find the strength to move my legs.
I think your exact words were, "Did I just see that?"
Did I say that out loud? I can't even remember.
Yeah, you said that out loud. I was like, "Did I just see that?" Not like in revulsion and horror,
No,
you just watched a baby get run over by a car. This was like, did you watch a unicorn prance by?
It was like a unicorn being birthed.
It's life affirming. This movie is life affirming.
Oh man,
this was the douche the superhero genre movie needed.
Ah, yes, it was. Yeah, it really did live up to the rumors that it was going to be like NC-17.
I read rumors that it was pushing NC-17. I've seen NC-17 movies and like what constitutes an NC-17 at least. And
keep in mind, for a superhero movie.
Yeah, like it touched its hem at points, but I don't know. Like I feel like the violence was a little overstated. I mean, there were moments where there was like high impact, bodies flopping up against a wall at 70 miles an hour.
It didn't go full tilt.
No.
But for a Marvel superhero movie, that was...
Oh yeah, that's like easily the most violent.
The most violent one ever made.
Violent movie ever made. I'm debating with myself if the Marvel television shows on Netflix are less violent. I mean, there's that moment where frickin' Fisk just wails the dude's head in between a car door and just smushes it like a Gallagher watermelon.
And plenty of, violence towards the female antagonists. That most of it was showed except for the one point where...
Well, yeah, but I think that was a moment that was cut for, like the unrated cut. I think they'll
show it in the...
I hope they do. Not to...
It's not because we love seeing... God, it's like, fuck.
Well,
we're not having that goddamn conversation again.
Well, the movie brings it up. They lampshades it. Like, during a montage, Deadpool looks at a woman and is like, I'm so conflicted. Am I less sexist for not punching you? Am I more sexist for punching you?
Am I more sexist for punching? Am I less sexist? Fuck it. He pulls a gun and then it
aims it. He aims it.
Aims at her head. You know what's going to happen. And then
it just cuts right before. And it's like, mother...
And, it was kind of like you're drawing attention to an issue. You're going for it. You're gonna finish this what you started. I mean, everybody else, they show the guys getting shot in the head. So I was like, yeah, go ahead.
Especially since it's been well documented that women get shot in the head way fewer times than men. I mean, like, women get shot and women get stabbed in movies, but like point blank range shot in the head, like right in the 10 spot. There's been like hundreds of instances of men getting shot in the head. Only like 2 or 3, if that.
Jeez.
I know, it's a weird phenomena. Yeah, it's weird that women aren't getting shot in the head. Shit in the head.
The idea is just same thing for guys, same thing for women. That's all it is. And
although the fight between unfortunately the movie was so magnificent, so perfect in every way possible that I was unable to get the finer details like a character's name, but Rest assured, the female henchwoman who looks like she is a professional wrestler on the side.
Yeah, she looks just like they even do a few wrestling moves in the fight. The Colossus battle with enter name here. I wish I could remember, but I think they just don't really bring it up very often or at all.
Yeah, like maybe they said her name once.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And she doesn't really have that many lines.
Yeah, it wasn't integral really. She was a new character.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really was happy to see that too. Just like Marvel, like any comic, any time a comic industry wants to make a new character, it's just like it doesn't even happen. It doesn't fucking happen. I mean, when's the last time they invented a new character? Last one I can remember is the new Miss Marvel, and that was just a derivative of another character who got promoted to captain, and then
they invent new characters for the comics all the time, but when they transfer over to the movie side,
okay, I don't read a lot of comics, but so movies are where I get a lot of my stuff from. So,
but I haven't been keeping up with the X-Men comics because who can? I mean, like freaking religious scholars who spend their entire lives studying the minute scriptures and tenets of long forgotten scrolls could not keep up with the X-Men lore. Such as it is.
The fight between Colossus and this...
I'm not going to call her Buffy, because she's buff.
But that makes you think of... that makes you think of...
yeah, you're right. It makes me think of Sarah Michelle
Gellar, yeah. But I would call her more like...
Buffalina?
Buffalina, that's good.
Yeah, let's call her Buffalina.
Buffalina.
Yeah, Buffalina.
Something Deadpool would call her. Or, less angry Rosie O'Donnell. She really doesn't look like Rosie O'Donnell. She's actually kind of attractive.
Yeah,
in a built, shit house of a woman kind of way.
She looks like a fire plug. She's a fire plug of a woman in the best way possible, of course. Because the last time I heard fire plug used in this kind of context was Kevin Smith describing himself through another person. So if you're using the exact same phrase to describe yourself as Kevin Smith does, that's not exactly the most complimentary thing you can do for yourself. Regardless, though.
But the fight between her and Colossus was fucking epic.
Yes, it was.
Oh man!
And you could literally call that fight like you were JR.
I know. I had to hold back the marking out. Oh, it's like he did a sunset flip. Oh my god. DDT'd her head into the cement or whatever. It was like
like the potato sack tossed right through the Earth's crust. Woo! No, they did a pump handle slam. They did a pump handle.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then like a bulldog and
oh yeah.
It was beautiful. And God, Colossus was such a goody two shoes motherfucker.
I know.
He was so great. Like excellent straight man. Of course, what else could he be?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a point where they're fighting. It's just this fight. There's a point where they're the rubble. They're covered in rubble, and he pulls the rubble up, and one of her boobs is hanging out, and of course they censored it in the greatest way.
He pulls his hands up like this, like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Like, oh my god, but his hand's covering it so we can't see it. It's like Colossus censoring.
It's
douchebag Colossus censoring.
Cockblock Colossus.
Cockblockus.
Yeah.
Cockblockus, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You're beautiful. I just I can't see it. It's like, oh, you're so sweet. Cock punch blasts so hard that he goes flying, and you can see the pain and agony on his metal face.
Although it's weird because during that fight, it kind of restructures the idea of what Colossus's metal body is actually made of. Because during that fight, she pulls out this gigantic steel cable and just wraps it around his neck, and you can see his steel skin starting to mold around it. And again, it's like, okay, does that mean, like, is the steel cable stronger than his?
That doesn't.
Yeah, like that's
because this seemed more like the unstoppable force meets the
somewhat immovable object in this case.
More like two unstoppable forces and immovable objects fighting each other, to be honest. But
yeah, but God, I didn't expect to like Colossus as much as I did.
I know.
But
got that cereal where he's sitting at his table eating cereal.
Oh yeah.
Or he's this. I don't know what it was. Like the CG wasn't great on him, but it
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It somehow made him almost cartoonish in a way. Like seeing Colossus like huddled up in a little car, The way he was, or sitting at this tiny table with a little spoon eating cereal, it was just hilarious.
It reminds me of our little joke with Steven Seagal.
Yes, exactly. It was just like, everything's too small for me. I see. I feel so bad for your wife, your girlfriend. Remember?
Oh man, if I remember correctly, no, you don't have to feel bad. Just Shadowcat, like nothing can hurt that pussy.
That's
Just phase through that. Just like bam. You couldn't hurt that pussy with an anvil.
oh god.
But back to the star. This is.
Tell him.
I will say, once and for all, I have never seen a movie where actor and role met so perfectly.
Yeah.
You mean you thought David Bowie is Jareth in Labyrinth, whereas a match made in heaven?
Or Gary Oldman as Dracula.
I wouldn't say that, but that's you. You do you.
You didn't think so?
Well, I think he was in the wrong movie to be Dracula. Because what kind of Dracula really is he really? At one point he has the mom from Futurama hairdo, and he's just 20 feet tall, telling his brides to like, no, get away from Keanu! No, fuck off, bitches!
I am not going to... I'm not going to comment on the not so fine parts of that movie, but I mean... When it comes to its good points, Gary Oldman as Dracula, let's move on.
Like I said, like he was a great Dracula, but he was not in a great Dracula movie.
No, there were parts of it that were masterfully done. Other parts, quite the opposite.
The parts with Winona Ryder? With Keanu?
Even worse with Keanu.
Yeah.
Winona was just barely passable, but Keanu was just unforgivable.
But I love you, Keanu. I love you, but... Don't do period pieces,
like
please. Please don't do period pieces.
If I didn't love that movie, I would love to hate it, but I do love the movie. So let's move on to another movie that I also love, which is Deadpool.
But yeah,
if you like the movie Dracula, go see the movie Deadpool. No.
Like, Francis Ford Coppola presents Deadpool. Yeah, really, Francis Ford Coppola. But going back to Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool.
Oh, and an overpaid director, as the titles.
Oh yeah, like. But
I don't actually mean that. I mean, he's got his wine thing going and everything. I'm sure that's great.
Yeah, but the movie has the intro credits literally like saying like gratuitous cameo, starring hot girl, starring
the
British bad guy, starring, and then directed by overpaid hack.
Yeah, the beginning credits were so good.
Yeah, but it was a passion project through and through. Everyone brought their A game, and no one brought as much passion or has brought as much effort as Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds doing what he has
wanted to do ever since and before.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was going to get it that time, but he didn't. And this is what happens when a man just burns with passion, that he is going to fix what has been broken.
One of the best things about the movie was not even one scene in particular. It was because it's a Marvel movie, you're all waiting for the end to like the special scenes, hence the Ferris Bueller dig. But spoilers! Next movie's going to have cable. Not cable as in your satellite provider, but cable as in the character. I actually had that.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. But
seriously though, what was once broken has been reforged anew.
Yeah, but before that, as that scene plays out, it fades to black for a fake out, and it has a little message that says this movie helped create 13,000 jobs and gave countless man hours.
It was like 33,000.
Like 33. Was it 13?
I think it was like 33. Maybe.
Like it helps create 33,000 jobs and you're looking at that message and you realize, yeah. I mean, like, it's a stupid, silly movie. It's a fun, stupid, silly movie. But it's a fun, stupid, silly movie that has a point, like all movies do. Yeah. And it takes a movie like Deadpool to realize the inherent worth of movies like this.
Yeah.
And I was prepared. I was prepared to stand up in the theater, and if I heard like a camera flash going on, or heard like someone bringing up their phone and trying to tape the movie, I was prepared to stand up and like, shut your fucking phone off, faggot! I would have used the F-bomb right then and there.
Faggot.
Yo, yeah, I would have done it, because anyone who tries to pirate this movie is a faggot. I'm rewriting the definition of it.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Listen, and that didn't happen. Like, I saw that happen.
This almost sounds sad. That didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I didn't have that moment. But my point being, it's like I was prepared to do that, but I didn't do that, even though I had been in theaters where it was just as popular and people were trying to fucking videotape the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I was there, like, I saw somebody try to do that for Star Wars. I saw that people tried to do that for Guardians of the Galaxy. I saw that.
I miss those.
I didn't make a big scene out of it because, again, like, talk a big game, but don't punch me. But, like, I would have taken a punch for Deadpool. This was one movie that, like, I will not abide people trying to pirate this movie.
Good on you, man.
And don't say good on me. I didn't do anything.
No, good on you. I believe you.
Yeah,
I would have been right there. Too.
Look, I totally would have.
I would have been your hype man. I would have been like, oh shit, man, you're gonna take that?
He was like, no, RKO out of nowhere, bam.
Okay, RKO.
But I loved the fact that everyone was as respectful as they possibly could for a movie about Ryan Reynolds getting fucked up the ass.
That was God.
Oh
my God! So they when him and his girlfriend meet up, they're like, oh God, how long can we have sex? And they're like, all year. And so they go into a segment of each holiday they're having sex, and one of those, it's like Christmas, Halloween, etc. And for like Halloween, he has like the 50 Cent Dracula teeth,
and he's going down
on her. It's like, oh, it's like,
sorry, I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, Christmas. I think it was.
Ugly sweaters.
Ugly sweaters, and so
like Thanksgiving was mashed potatoes and gravy and all over the place.
And it's like if your right leg's Christmas and your left leg is Thanksgiving, can I see you between holidays? There's a lot of excellent,
a lot of great moments. But the best part is it starts with a scene of Ryan Reynolds like this.
Oh yeah, so what was that? Woman's Day.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden his girlfriend just comes up from behind him. It's like, Happy International Women's Day. Bites him on the ear, cuts back to her adjusting her strap on and is about to fuck him up the ass, and he's just like trying to take it like a champ.
No.
I was like, okay, bad idea. You know what the secret, the thing about that scene that really that got me though is that when they later are still fucking, and then she says like, I'm gonna ask you something that only because you haven't asked me yet, and she's about to say like, can you fuck me up the butt?
Oh yeah, just like, can you stick it in
like she was about to ask him to fuck her up the butt, but he thinks that she's asking her to marry him, and he brings out a ring pop, little ring pop, and I'm thinking like so that he doesn't like it up the ass, but you're still wanting it, up the butt. You picked the right choice. You lucky dog, you. Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds.
We're all
wink, wink.
I can't really wink with my left eye, actually. Yeah.
I love the fact that they blurred the line.
I was like, where did you have that?
The ring pop.
The ring pop is a pull back, and he's not wearing any pants, and you see his butt. It's like, oh yeah.
Oh, it's like he hit it up his butt. Yeah. Maybe like that was a learning period. Like there was a learning period where he learned to accept things up the chute.
Yes.
Because things go up his butt a lot. There's a bullet
there's
goes
a
up.
Bullet.
There's a ring pop. There's a strap on. It's a very anal friendly movie.
Yeah.
Oh. I gotta tell the story. So.
Okay.
So the flashback. I was about 19 or 20. And I get an email from a mutual friend of me and my brother. His name's Phil. And he sends me a message that says, like, dude, check this out. And it's a link towards Walmart. And this is back when Walmart changed their logo to have that little bink, 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 that little yellow insignia.
I'm following.
Okay. And it's like, what? It's like, now check this out. And he sends me a link towards a vibrator catalog.
Okay.
And he says, like, check it out. And he says, like, each vibrator has these little insignias. And it says, like, the little teardrop shape means it's safe around oil. And and then I see the exact same insignia that
So,
Walmart uses.
Now you know what it's like to be at Mordor, where I go. I know the way back.
Yeah.
You know the way back
Yeah,
to the Shire.
Yes, I know the way back to the Shire,
Okay.
but
All right, because
So let's not
I'm following you this time.
and I see like little insignia next to the vibrator that says a little drop. It's like, yeah, it means it's safe with oils and massage. It's like, okay. It's like, do you see that insignia? It's like, yeah, it's the Walmart insignia. It's like, that's the insignia used to say it's anal safe.
Oh, wow.
I know. So Walmart
Is anal safe?
Walmart is anal safe. Here at Walmart, your anus is safe with us. You can't say anus without us.
Screw Costco, I love you. That's great.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know. Apropos of nothing, but it's...
All right.
I see no other platform to tell that story.
I followed you.
Yeah.
All
Now
right.
we're back
Now
in the
we're
Shire.
back.
Now we're back in the Shire. Oddly enough, I wasn't following you when you began that comparison. I wasn't following you to the Shire.
Yeah, I know. Not Gondor.
Where is the Shire?
East of the lands of Rohan, west of the kingdom of Gondor, south of the... It was like, wait, that's where we are.
Yeah. So there was an inside joke between us in high school that every time somebody asks where something was, you answer it like you were trying to give directions if you were on Middle Earth. It's like, well, it's just south, like north of the Shire, east of the lands of Rohan, south of the kingdom of Gondor.
It's like, but that's exactly where...
Yeah.
That's the middle, man. That's where we... Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're not Tolkien nerds, so for all we know, we're giving directions
Probably giving directions to, like...
Like, it exists nowhere. Like, south of the Kingdom of Gondor is probably in the middle of the frickin' ocean.
Yeah.
Tolkien nerds school us, I welcome it.
Yeah.
But, back to Deadpool. I was really actually, in the back of my head, I was fearing the worst for this movie. I wasn't.
I was really optimistic. I was really sure going in, and
I mean, I was expecting this movie to be passable because there was no way that the movie was going to be as good as the previews looked. There is no such thing as that kind of movie.
I expected it to be as good as the previews looked, and it was even better.
It is wall to wall a hilarious movie. It has great action scenes, and surprises the most surprising of all is that the story is really effective, especially for an origin story.
And it manages to make you feel, you feel bad. You feel, you root for Deadpool, of course. It does. They kind of tell you as you're going, like, now it's a horror story, now it's a love story. It really does capture all those elements.
It does, and not only that, they do that using the broadest and most they fuck nuance right out the window. Yeah. They do it with the most broad caricatures of good and evil, or in Deadpool's case, tweening, the tweeners. Impossible, like Ajax the villain, really is a dyed-in-the-wool, no-nonsense, like, I'm gonna torch you because I get off on it, rabble, 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 Jersey represent. Of course, he does it with a British accent. And, and they make no bones about it that Deadpool is gonna kill this fucking guy. And at the end, he does, much to, another great moment, much to
Colossus's dismay.
Much to Colossus' dismay.
Colossus barfs metal vomit, I think, at that point.
I think that makes no sense.
It looked like it was metal.
I know, but that makes no sense. He doesn't eat metal.
I know, he doesn't. He's not the Iron Giant.
I know. So that actually brings up a good point. Like, is only his outside of his body metal? Like, is the inside just regular human guts?
I think he might just be a T-1000 crossover, and we just don't know it.
That's a discussion for another day. That's despite his protests, he's trying to, it just takes a few moments to be a true hero.
We knew that Deadpool was going to cap that motherfucker.
Yeah, but the question was, how far will he let him get into his speech before he does? And he lets him get in pretty far. And then, right as he makes his head explode with a well-placed cap, Colossus just barfs.
He was just like, it only takes 4. And he's like, 4 or 5 moments. He's like, what? What do you mean? He's like, 4 or 5 moments. That's all that it takes to be a hero. It's like, well, I'm following what you mean. Is well, people think that you have to be a hero all the time. That you have to eat like a hero, shit like a hero.
Well, he doesn't say.
Did he say shit like a
no,
hero?
no, he doesn't. Like eat, sleep, like
eat, sleep.
I
sleep like a hero. Did you?
Like my
Eat cereal like a hero.
My only gripe with that scene was that it was way too transparent that he's trying to do the speech. Like, it was way too corny for it to be taken sincerely. It was really fucking corny.
Over the top.
Well, like, if they played it a little bit more subtle, I think the payoff would have been much better.
Yeah.
Like, if there was the outside chance that maybe Deadpool does spare him, and then just...
It's just this, it was just that this was what Colossus was in this movie the whole time.
Yeah.
And he would have had to have break that kind of character to do a more subtle version, because he really wasn't very subtle. He was really cartoonish in a way.
But I think...
Captain Planet kind of corniness.
But I think that works in this movie. It works because everyone's fucking broad.
Like, I mean, he even takes, Captain America approach at language. Like, watch your mouth, Deadpool. Suck my balls, Colossus.
I know that Fox kind of put something of a risk by making this movie and making it rated R. Thank you so much.
Thank you for letting this happen.
Thank you for making a rated R superhero, and it's a hard R.
A rated R superstar. Our hero is to do superhero.
Mm-hmm. It's a rated R superstar.
Hero, yes.
Yes. Hero by the technical definition, in that we'd rather see him come out on top than fucking Ajax. I love it. Ajax is so if you don't know Deadpool's origin story, shame on you, but he gets cancer. He's taken in by the Weapon X program. They don't call him Weapon X.
They don't mention the name. Do they even know that?
No, they don't mention it's Weapon X. No. They don't mention it's Weapon X, but it's fucking Weapon X.
It's all, yeah.
So
it's always Weapon X.
Mm-hmm. And he's abducted by Ajax, who's trying to reawaken his latent mutant genes by putting his body through hell. Even though that wasn't quite what that's not quite the comic book origin story.
Not how, yeah.
But it's whatever. I don't care.
Sure, whatever.
I think they had to do this way because Fox has the copyright terms of mutants, and they couldn't get around the fact that the what they used on Deadpool belongs to the Disney Marvel's cinematic universe. So they just had to okay, he's a latent mutant. Okay, whatever. You got around the legal loophole. Okay, good for you, Fox. But I think this idea kind of turns his character way more tragic than it was in the movie, because it all became about the torture versus just experiments. Because there's no experiments on this. This is just, we're going to torture your body to a
They have a very linear plan.
We're going to torture your body to turn you into a mutant.
Yeah.
Boom. We might as well be saying Hail Hydra for how over the moon evil we are. And I think they're even way more evil, cartoonishly evil than fucking Hydra, because Hydra has at least aspirations for, aspirations of guiding humanity to the better path. But there's no purpose to this. This is just blind greed.
It was almost like they weren't even funded by anyone. It was almost like these two motherfuckers were just had a weird thing about torture porn, and and they happen to be super villains.
The best part about that scene was, well, I wouldn't say the best part, but I love the homages towards certain horror movies during that sequence. I was reminded a great deal of Jacob's Ladder when
you're always reminded of Jacob's Ladder.
Not always. When freaking Tim Robbins is strapped to the gurney and he's going through this dirty hospital.
Yes, that scene. I was taking the long.
I was hoping they would have a shot of the gurney as they're wheeling Wade Wilson run, and a shot of the gurney, and then you look at this the back of the wheel, and it's all loose and it's jiggling, and it's it's not quite stuck there. If they had done that, I would have loved this movie unconditionally. It's yes. You get it, movie. You get it.
Sad that they didn't have him recognize Stan Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of obvious after whoever that was posted it on all the different networks. Like,
it's like a Stan Lee plays a strip club DJ. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like, that was funny enough, but everybody thought that Deadpool, or at least a lot of people thought that Deadpool was going to recognize Stan Lee because of his cosmic awareness. Like, oh, hey, Stan Lee. What? I'm not Stan Lee.
Or something like
but
that.
They didn't.
That was, you know what was weird? The fact that they kind of they explained away his ability to heal from any wound, but they don't explain his cosmic awareness. Like, as Deadpool, he gained cosmic awareness because he never has cosmic awareness when he's just regular Wade
They didn't
Wilson.
explain how he had it.
Yeah, like, he's just, like, became Deadpool, and then all of a sudden, hey, is that a camera? Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm Wade. Deadpool.
And, boy, you know, those fourth wall segments were really allowed this movie a lot of leverage.
It does.
It was like, because where you can't use that as a transitioning scene or a segue. It's like
a
segue.
Yeah.
It's like but
like a segue. Yeah. Right.
No, I love words. No, it was a great tool for this movie that you don't ever get to use. And they put it to its ultimate use. Because he does it all the time. And so they transitioned from scene to scene using that, and it was really well done. It worked.
It was, and it's the crowning jewel, of course, was the fourth wall breaking within the fourth wall breaking.
Yes, and then there was that. It's like, what is that? 16 walls?
Oh my god! It must be some kind of record.
I had to notice. I didn't even wave at him a single time he did it. It's the first movie I've ever done not waved to somebody as they broke the fourth wall.
Because that's the point.
Yeah.
We waved to Leonardo DiCaprio when he broke the fourth wall at the end of Revenant. They're like, what the fuck was that? I'm still pissed at that.
I was expecting... It's...
Monty Python's.
Like,
if the Revenant ended that way, I would have loved it.
Just like a little cartoonish version of him going after that Oscar on the screen. It's... No go. Sorry. You got a SAG, though.
You brought up the plight of the Indians, or as they...
You got a SAGgy?
You got a SAGgy? And there's this great picture online floating around of Leonardo DiCaprio accepting a Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award, and he looks so defeated.
I'm gonna look that up.
There's just like him, like putting on a brave face, like "Thank you,"
and, and then he gets gooped. Does he get gacked?
I don't know if he got gooped or not, but it's just a close up. It just has a little close up of the Kids' Choice Award, and he's like.
And for the Revenant of all things, right?
Not for the Revenant. Not for the Revenant. What kind of... Why in the world would he be up for a Kids' Choice Award
for the Revenant?
For the Revenant?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
It might have been for, like, maybe Inception? I don't know.
I don't know.
But he was not in any child-friendly movie in the last 5 years. Like, maybe we would not be.
I say go ahead and give a motherfucking Oscar to Ryan Reynolds for this movie. And all the other awards that go with everything else he did, directing it and everything else. Because fuck, he deserves it.
I don't know, like, this wasn't exactly a challenging role for him, because this is the role
Don't care.
Don't care. But I will say that freaking Robert Downey Jr. has been dethroned for the best casted superhero.
Yep.
He has, like, gone, Robert Downey Jr., we're just going to take you out here, we're going to put you out behind the barn and put 2 in your 10 hole. Because Ryan Reynolds has just usurped your throne. How does that make you feel, RDJ? How does that make you feel?
Burns. And you know what's great about that Deadpool role? You know what's great? Iron Man, you gotta be Tony Stark outside of the suit. Deadpool, you can always be in the suit, and when you're not, you got all that scar shit all over you for prosthetics. He can just keep doing this role as long as he wants to. Doesn't have to give a shit about aging.
Oh, no. I mean,
as long as he can, run around a bit and...
And plus, he doesn't even need to be the guy in the suit.
Doesn't even need to be the motherfucking guy in the suit. He could do voiceovers if he wanted to. There's no fucking mouth movement.
Bam!
Done. You can have a stunt. You got someone else do your stunts. Everything.
It is.
You got it made.
Bam. Go, hurl it. Give me a pitch right here.
Okay.
Fat one, right down. Boom!
Oh God! Oh.
Right into the cheap seats. That is how it's done,
Yes.
son. I give no fucks. No fucks whatsoever that we have not covered thing one about the plot. Because you don't need...
Yeah, I don't need to talk about the plot.
Like, this movie... There's only a couple of gripes I have with this movie, and they're very minor. The structure of the plot was iffy. I'm not a big fan of frame narrative, but I like the fact that they lampshade the fact that there is a frame narrative. It's like, now that we're up to speed, let's fast forward through this part, and then like cut to him like jerking off and like, oh, you weren't meant to see this. Rewind back to where we left off like 45 minutes ago.
Was he was like jerking it and he had like a little stuffed horsey or something?
No, it was a unicorn.
Oh, it was a unicorn.
Yeah, it was like a little stuffed unicorn while he was wearing blue Crocs and masturbating. Because those are his masturbation shoes.
So you know what, guys? Let's make this, and I'm hoping it is going to be the Stone Cold of the superhero franchise.
Like, this is...
I'm hoping this ushers in the Attitude Era of superhero films. Yeah.
Like, I want a Lobo film.
Yeah.
Oh, man, how...
Oh, yeah!
Like, how awesome would a Lobo film be?
Oh, yes. A Lobo film would be fucking great. You could even have... You could do Deadpool and Lobo, even.
No, you couldn't.
Wait, they're the DC and Marvel.
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. But I would love a Lobo film. That is first and foremost on my mind. I would also...
I mean, look at me. I'm going in with a Harley Quinn shirt into it.
Yeah.
Marvel film. But they pair the two a lot in fanfic, don't they?
Yeah. There's not going to be any... unfortunately, you can't make a hard... I can imagine a good hard R Batman film, but they're not going to do it.
Because man, the other superhero movies after this are going to be so shit.
I know.
Oh my god.
Although we did get the better trailer
where they didn't spoil the fucking Doomsday thing.
For Batman v Superman.
Come on, what is wrong with you guys? You already threw in Wonder Woman, okay? We already got that. That's great. You had to fucking give away the ending with Deadpool. I'm sorry, the Doomsday? Actually, that'd be great. I think that's better to swap out Doomsday and put Deadpool in there and then surprise us. What were you expecting, Doomsday? I am motherfucking Doomsday.
Look,
I'm worse.
Like if Sam Jackson comes up as fucking as fucking Nick Fury, just goes, how would you like to join the Avengers?
How would you like to
Superman?
join the Avengers? Superman? Says Colossus.
Superman. This is getting really weird.
This is...
like Disney tries to buy Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers tries to buy Disney.
I think that the big thing is what people are wondering is which is going to be a bigger turd. Is it going to be Batman versus Superman or Suicide Squad? And I think that the worst of the two is going to be Suicide Squad.
I don't know. Like if we went by trailer logic, the last trailer for Suicide Squad was at least
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
Is that the one where they play Bohemian Rhapsody?
I
heard something about that.
Yeah, they do.
Doesn't sound good. It
doesn't sound good, but it looks way more fun than any DC film. So
well, I guess I'm not going to say the next film we're seeing, but this Jared Leto, the edgy Joker,
the edgelord Joker. Yeah.
I had to quote a friend of mine. Careful that you don't cut yourself on that edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so he looks like you probably knows he looks like a Zoolander. Like a failed extra from a Zoolander film. And then, but my real problem here was that Killer Croc looks like a Goomba. I mean, what the fuck were they thinking? Killer Croc is an awesome. I love Killer Croc. He's cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, how do you fuck that up? I mean, he doesn't have any of the maw. He just looks like the Thing, but painted green.
Well, they're kind of
worse than that.
Well, they're stuck in a rock in a hard place because if they want to make
looks like a fucking rock in a hard place.
Because with big, larger than life guys, you go the Colossus route where he's completely CG, and that
I'd say that's even better than this shit.
Yeah.
He looks terrible. He looks absolutely terrible. He looks like Electro from Spider-Man 2, but with, pop mark crater face.
No. That's the worst of two things right there. That really is the worst of both worlds. Is Electro was not big, so therefore he did not need to be as Doc Manhattan as he is, and yet he was. But I don't know. Like Killer Croc doesn't bother me so much. What bothers me about Suicide Squad is the fact that there's just no way this movie is going to be great. I can imagine it being good, but I can't imagine it being great.
Yeah,
Like the concept of Suicide Squad was always kind of pulpy in a sense, and to try to turn it into like they're trying to strain it to fit the Nolan verse, but then I think some editor just looked at the dailies and realized there's no way this is going to work. We might be able to turn it into kind of not so much a farce, but at least a fun pulp movie. And if they did that, I could imagine Suicide Squad being lots of fun. Maybe not great, but I can imagine it being not as bad as the first trailer made it out to be.
Also, my favorite DC character, a lot of people's favorite, Harley Quinn. My girl Harley Quinn. Yeah, I mean, she's not the most atrocious, revamp of the character's looks.
No. That one goes to the Floronic Man. Yeah, the Floronic Man.
What?
The Floronic Man. He was in he was in Batman and Robin. Remember the scientist that turned Uma Thurman into Poison Ivy? That was the Floronic Man.
You mean the Bane?
Yeah, like the scientist who made Bane and turned Uma Thurman into Poison Ivy.
Oh.
That was the Floronic Man. That was Dr. Woodrue. And so he was the Floronic Man.
But that's not.
But that's the worst one because he is a DC villain staple who has been, was introduced with the Swamp Thing, and then he went off and had great runs in the Bronze Age of comics, and to see him being reduced to I'm gonna kill you now, and then not even turn into the Floronic Man. Why the hell did you make him Dr. Woodrue?
But anyway.
But yeah, that's my worst. That's my worst.
Yeah, Harley Quinn's not the worst of them, but I still don't like what they did with her. I still think that might be the worst version yet. Probably is. I'll take the hockey Harley Quinn before I take that.
Hockey Harley Quinn?
Whatever the one is where she, I think, uses a hockey stick and has hockey padding and stuff.
That one's new to me. I have not seen that.
I don't know. It's this sportswear stuff and... Yeah.
I don't know. To me, the fans are always going to be prickly about Harley Quinn because they all want, they want her to be like she was in the animated series.
Yeah.
That's the Harley they all grew up with. That's the Harley they all know and love. And then when she got her own comic series, and when she basically expanded her role in the into the DC universe, it always seemed like they either made her slutty or just desperately crazy. And if I ever had, or slutty and desperately crazy.
Yeah.
But the core concept, but the core concept of the character was always tragic to me. And to turn her into some kind of anti-hero power fantasy just feels wrong in a certain way.
It does.
It feels like, all right, I can certainly understand why they did it. And because there's not a lot of female characters in comics that has captured the female reader's imagination quite like Harley Quinn. And you wanted to portray her as a strong character who is not dependent, that fulfills that role of a dependent woman. But that was the beginning of her character. Not to say that she couldn't grow from that, but it's comics. She can't really grow from that character too far, elsewise she stops being...
The character.
She stops being... she starts developing, she stops developing, and now what do you do with her? It's the same reason why Peter Parker is in high school all the time.
I'm a hipster kind of bitter about Harley Quinn. Yeah. But anyway, back to Deadpool.
But I'll say this about Dawn of Justice. I'm not dreading it as much as I used to. At best, I suspect it to be mildly entertaining. I didn't even mind Man of Steel all that much. I don't hate it like everyone else seemed to, nor did I really love it like everyone.
I was pretty ambivalent. It was all right. Yeah. Kind of all right.
Kind of all right. So, but I think Deadpool will run away as the standout action film of the of the year.
This is gonna be my favorite movie of the year. Then hands down. There's no way anything can top this.
Don't say that.
I'm saying that because I'm hoping something. I would like to hope something.
So
will.
you're jinxing. You're jinxing.
I mean, it's like it's not like I don't want this to be my favorite movie, but I'm not gonna say no. Please don't dare show me a better movie than this. I want to see a better movie than this. I want to keep seeing better movies instead of seeing worse and worse movies like 2014.
Yeah, I mean, like this time, 2014, we saw probably, like by this time we have seen Divergent, we have seen The Single Moms Club, and to shake things up and to see like back-to-back good movies.
Yeah.
I don't think that ever happened in 2014, did it?
Yeah. No.
No, it did not happen in 2014.
Terrible year.
Absolutely awful year, all around. But so far, this has been a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
That's what I'm taking away from Deadpool. I was hyped for the movie. I could not have been going in with higher expectations, and I still came away surprised about how good it was.
So my review of Deadpool, I'm touching myself tonight.
Ooh. And our theater was packed. It was this was drawing in fucking Age of Ultron fucking Avengers crowds. So I'm suspecting that this opening weekend is going to be gangbusters for Deadpool. This is not going to be a 2010 movie with the universe. No, not universe. Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim.
Oh.
Yeah. This is not going to be a Scott Pilgrim situation where the internet was hyped for this movie and then just like it petered out in the first week and just barely was there. This is so not that situation, and I'm glad. This is capping off a fairly strong, even for January. Like January, like there wasn't even all that many bad films in January. At least not that we've seen. Like maybe we managed to dodge the truly horrible ones, but that just means that there were good movies to see in January, which was so not the case before.
Yeah.
So not the case. I'll add an addendum to that. There was passable movies to see in January and into February, although we managed to hit a clunker with 50 Shades of Black.
Fuck Star Wars. This was so much more deserved the Christmas spot.
Yeah. Fox didn't have much faith in it, gave it the February slot. Here's hoping that Deadpool goes on to set the February box office record.
Yeah.
It could. It fairly could. I think that's held by, depressingly enough, 50 Shades of Grey. Came out Valentine's Day last year. So it probably holds the spot. But here's hoping that they can usurp it and we get a good sequel. That was like you hit the ball right on the nose the first go around there, Deadpool. Let's see what you can do for your second at bat.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be waiting for a bated breath, and you'll be hearing from us as well as Gavin fairly soon. So keep your eye out for that.
I totally didn't give that away.
No. Although after seeing this movie, I think you're only going to be left disappointed.
Yeah, I know.
Even though it's a sequel to your favorite comedy of all time.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting one, so stay tuned for that one. But until then,